In this video, I want to give you some enduro tips for beginner riders. What's up, Rad family? I'm Dakota Freeman and welcome to the Rad Adventure Dude channel. When we want to learn how to ride a dirt bike, especially when trying to do some enduro riding, there's a few things that a beginner needs to know to make this much easier for you. Enduro riding is not going to be the first thing that we learn how to do, but when we're ready to increase our skills on our dirt bike, this is going to be a great way to test our riding skills. The first thing I want to cover when we're talking about enduro riding tips is going to be our balance. Balance is going to be so important for enduro riding. This is because whenever we're going through an enduro course, we're constantly getting bucked around, and it's going to be very difficult to ride these hard enduro tracks. Being able to stand on the dirt bike with the proper balance is going to be the best way for us to get through these courses. To practice our balance, we want to stand on the pegs. And you can practice by riding your dirt bike slowly and try to stop and then just stand on your pegs. And use your front wheel and your body weight to try to keep the bike standing on two wheels stopped for as long as possible. You can start doing this by rolling on your dirt bike and practicing your balance, and then coming to a stop. As you come to a stop, just try to stand on your two wheels as long as possible. When we're really trying to do the proper technique here, we want to still ride in the attack riding position. The attack riding position is going to be where we stand on the balls of our feet, we're going to have our knees bent, and we're going to be gripping the bike with our knees as well. We're going to also have our head over the handlebars and our elbows up. This attack riding position is going to be very important for our balance on our dirt bike and to help us get through these courses as smoothly as possible. So make sure you practice this attack riding position and really instill it into your riding. When you begin to ride in the attack riding position, this is going to really help your balance on your dirt bike. And since we're talking about enduro riding tips here, the most important part of this attack riding position is going to be that our head is over the handlebars and our elbows are up. These two things give us a tremendous amount of control over our dirt bikes. Having your head over the handlebars gets you more forward on your dirt bike, so when you're going through these rough obstacles, it's actually going to give you good control over the front of the dirt bike. And your elbows being up, just make sure when you're going through any rocky sections or any hard places to ride and your front end's getting bucked around, your elbows being up gives you the most control over your handlebars to keep your front wheel pointed straight and to get through these rough obstacles. The next part of our balance is going to be when we're riding on these obstacles, we're constantly going to be moving forward on the dirt bike, back on the dirt bike to help compensate for what the dirt bike's doing when we're going through them. On a rough, rocky section, we're going to be going through these areas standing up. We kind of want to be a little bit more centered on the dirt bike. This is going to make sure that our front end stays lighter. So when we're bouncing through these rocky sections, it keeps your front end off of each individual rock, and it'll really help you go through these sections a lot faster. Anytime you're in a corner, you obviously want to get as far forward on the dirt bike as possible, so this gives you the most control around the corners. You're going to see wooden logs, pyramid jumps, and things like this when you're out on these enduro courses, and the best way to get through them with our riding position is if the bike is going to be going up something, kind of want to get our body weight a little bit more forward. And then once the bike hits the top of it and begins to go down the other side, you want to get your body weight back on the dirt bike to help it from doing a stoppie or anything like that. So as your bike's coming up and then going to drop, we're going to have our body weight forward going up and then back coming back down. So using our body weight like this and shifting forward and shifting back is going to be another great way to help our balance when we're going through these rough obstacles. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. The next enduro riding tip that I want to cover is going to be how to use our bike to get over obstacles in a better way. A lot of the times on these enduro courses, there's going to be a lot of logs across the track, and we're going to have to get through them as smoothly and fast as possible. If you don't know how to do a wheelie, then it's going to be very important to master our enduro riding that we learn how to do a wheelie. To wheelie the bike, you really want to make sure that you're pulling up on the handlebars as you're applying throttle. As you're doing this, you want to be standing up on the bike in the attack riding position and get your body weight a little further back. As you're coming into a log or something that you're going to have to get over, you're going to really want to learn how to do this and be able to get your front wheel up off the ground, so this way we can just bounce over this log and be able to get through them a lot faster. If you're new to this, you may have to use your clutch and be able to just simply pull your clutch in a little bit as you're coming towards the log, apply a little bit of throttle to get the revs up, and then pop the clutch out. And when you pop that clutch out, you're going to want to practice this not on the log first, because it's going to really want to pick up that front end, and you want to make sure that you don't come all the way over and go off the back end and loop the dirt bike out. However, just simply pulling that clutch in, applying a little throttle, and then popping the clutch out as you're trying to pick up on the handlebars to do that wheelie will really help you on your dirt bike get that front wheel up and be able to get over a log or a rough obstacle for the first time. I know this is going to be very difficult, and it's not going to be very easy for a beginner rider to do something like this, but I promise if you stick with it, it's going to make your riding so much smoother and so much easier. And the more we practice this, we can actually then move on to bigger and bigger obstacles. As you're going to see on a lot of these enduro courses, they're going to have a beginner, an intermediate, and an advanced line. As we're getting better in the beginner section, we can simply move up to a little bit bigger log in the intermediate section and be able to practice on this. Once we're really getting good at doing this and we want to test our skills, then we can move right into the advanced log, and wow, these things can get big and really difficult to get over. So it's always a challenge, and that's what makes dirt bike riding so much fun. Other obstacles like this that you may see are going to be huge, like tractor tires set up that you have to wheelie up onto and then wheelie across from tire to tire. And this is going to be another kind of like a log setup where you might have to wheelie up onto the tire or pop your clutch to really get on the top of the tire first. But these are going to be a really fun obstacle and something that's really going to challenge you as well. So practicing these tires like this is going to give you a lot better dirt bike riding skills. And then sometimes the tires will be standing upright and they may make like a big wall jump out of these tires. This is going to be a very difficult obstacle, especially for a dirt bike beginner, as we're going to have to come into this steep wall and be able to get our body weight very far forward. And this way we can come up this steep wall and not go off the back of the dirt bike and loop the dirt bike out. We really want to make sure we're getting our body weight forward when we're going up anything steep, so it really helps us keep our front end on the ground and we don't loop out. Then once we get to the top of these tires, we're going to be either jumping over to another tire or coming up and then right back down. And the same thing applies to one of these big steep wall rides coming off of the tire, other than we want to get our body weight back coming down it. The reason we get our body weight back while we're going down this tire is because it's going to be so steep that it may want to push your back end over the front end of the dirt bike. And to avoid this, we just want to use our body weight, get back on the bike, and really help the back end stay on the ground as we're going down this steep wall ride. So as a dirt bike beginner, we really don't want to start out on an enduro course. Find something easy to ride and learn how to ride your dirt bike before trying to test your skills and learn on these difficult obstacles. Once we're getting comfortable on our dirt bike, it's always fun to get out on these courses and practice. However, just make sure that you're not day one on your dirt bike whenever you're trying to hop out on this difficult terrain. When you are ready to learn these enduro courses, the most important part is thinking about your rider body position and using your clutch to be able to get over really hard obstacles. Make sure that you're getting your weight back on the dirt bike whenever you're going through rough, rocky sections, so this way you can keep your front end light and make it much easier. You're really going to want to perfect the attack riding position, as it's going to be so important to be standing in the proper position with our elbows up and our head over the bars. This is just going to provide us with the most control over our dirt bikes and really help us get through these rough obstacles. Rad family, I'm so proud of you for taking this time and learning these enduro tips and really wanting to become a better dirt bike rider. If you're still looking for more dirt bike riding tips, I'm always here. I've made a full dirt bike riding course over on my website that's going to walk you through being a complete beginner and take you to an advanced rider mastering the tracks and trails. I also give away a free dirt bike guide over on my website. Just sign up for my newsletter and I'll send it straight to you. If this video helped you know some good enduro riding tips, make sure you like this video and drop some comments down below with any questions that you have. Make sure you click the subscribe button that's right here and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. After that, you can watch my next video right here. So stay rad, and I'll see you over there.